Now, somebody who should take Andrew Yang's lead and drop out of the race is Joe Biden. Joe Biden has become somebody who he doesn't have a chance to win the election if somebody handed him the victory. I mean, he has no chance whatsoever to win this Democratic nomination. He has said on multiple occasions that Joe Biden said, I am the guy who can beat Donald Trump. I am the guy who is the most electable. I am the guy who can go toe-to-toe with Trump, yet he isn't even able to win a freaking caucus. So Joe Biden hasn't even been able to get, win the endorsement of President Obama. So you know what, Joe, don't tell me that you're the guy to beat when you're the guy, who can't even, who isn't, your hands aren't up, man. You're not even defending yourself at this point. Joe Biden left New Hampshire early yesterday, I believe, to go to South Carolina and say that, he wasn't going to waste his time in New Hampshire because he had no chance of winning, which, part of me is like, okay, yeah, that's smart. If you were going to go to someplace like Nevada and go and go for a smaller state, but just to go, I don't think Joe Biden really wants this. I think he wanted to try. And, Ben Shapiro always would say often that Joe Biden's first day in the race would be his best day. And that's proven to be accurate when it came to Joe Biden. So at this point, Joe Biden sticking around is doing more harm for everybody than it is helping. If Joe Biden would step aside and campaign for somebody like Mike Bloomberg, who really has a chance, and I'm joking about Mike Bloomberg. I don't think Mike Bloomberg has a chance at all either. This podcast is brought to you by Mike Bloomberg for President 2020. So if Biden would do the Andrew Yang and step aside and say, hey, you know what, Mayor Pete, let me get my 10 people to follow you. And give you a little bit of a boost, or hey, you know what, Elizabeth Warren, how about you and I? How about I sniff your hair, Elizabeth Warren, and you and I team up, and we can get you nominated. Joe Biden at this point, he's just in the way. He's gone on. There was a couple days ago, someone asked him a question, and he called his supporter. It wasn't somebody else's supporter. It wasn't like a Trump supporter. Called his supporter a lying, dog-faced pony soldier, which apparently is from a John Wayne movie or something, but I really don't know. And then yesterday there was footage of him yelling at a reporter saying, get that microphone out of my face. He said, don't point that in my face, which is, in one aspect, it's hilarious to see. And the other aspect, it's sad to see, because it's sad to see Joe Biden suffering the way that he is. And I really feel bad for Joe. Because Joe Biden, he started off with a lot of potential, especially if he would have been able to get Obama's endorsement, but he wasn't able to. He wasn't even able to get Obama's endorsement. The guy that he worked for won't even endorse him. So, what does that tell you as far as, what type of leverage he really has, and he's going off on these tangents that just make him seem really old and outdated and out of touch, and somebody who isn't really in line with what you want your president to potentially be. At this point, Joe Biden isn't somebody who I would trust to even dog sit or babysit for me. He's really showing a lot of signs of like not really being all there and all together. And for somebody who, wants to be the face of the Democratic Party, which is the opposition to Trump, he really doesn't have the mindset at this point to even really be saying that. So let's